Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Sutton Stracke finding her voice, but in a really weird, unexpected way to slam Kathy Hilton, Sutton, wrong road, wrong road. And then also Crystal Minkoff coming out and really windmilling for her diamond. I think she really wants it. So let's see what she's saying and how she's trying to save her job. But before we dive in, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. We have mugs, candles, dresses, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts. We got it all. We got it all. So go ahead and check it out and treat yourself. So with that, let's dive right on in. So as we know, I think it's pretty confirmed that Sutton most likely will be back for next season. But she had faced some type of, criticism, definitely at the reunion. She should have spoken up more for her girl Garcelle. And then also during the season, you could see that she really sort of bowed down to Lisa, Rinna, and Erica because she said herself, hey, listen, I'm tired of fighting with them. It goes on and on and on. I was just really quiet because I, didn't want to get trampled on by them. But I'm kind of like, well, then you shouldn't be on the show, Sutton, if you're not going to show up and show out. Like, you gotta speak up. So let's see what Sutton decided to speak up on. So this is according to Reality TV, or Reality T. So let's read through it and then talk about it. It says, Sutton Stracke says Kathy Hilton can't, quote, play God regarding casting decisions on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Kathy Hilton's time on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills may be coming to an end, especially after her recent ultimatum regarding the future of the show. It's not unusual for certain cast members on the Real Housewives to demand someone, usually their foe on the show, to be fired or else they won't return. We've heard it for years on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Denise Richards said it at one point regarding one of her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-star. I mean, the list could go on and on, to quote Queen Kathy. And now add Kathy Hilton to that list. Her recent interview where she said she wouldn't be returning to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills if Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane returned has left quite a bitter taste in some people's mouths. A portion of viewers would love to see Kathy return with Erica and Lisa getting the boot, and other feels EJ and Rinna are essential to the show and hold more weight than Hilton. Now, Sutton Stracke is weighing in regarding Kathy's demands, telling Page Six, quote, I don't think any of us have that capability. I don't want anything to do with that. It's like playing God. Okay, now this is the thing. I think the reason why Sutton is saying this is because she's being kind of spineless and a little bit of a coward. And Sutton, I love you. I do. I love Sutton. I do. I love Sutton. I love her friendship with Garcelle. I think she's great for the show. I like her. However, I think that she is scared to co-sign what Kathy Hilton is saying because she's scared that that will mark her. You know what I mean? She already said it before. Oh, I was quiet this season because basically I'm scared of Lisa and Erica and I didn't want to go up against them. I think that Sutton is trying to straddle the fence because I think Sutton thinks it's more likely that Lisa and Rinna will be back. And Kathy is amazing and great, but she's just a friend of. So let me kind of throw Kathy under the bus so I don't get as much heat from Lisa and Rinna. Sutton, if you're going to come back, and I hope you do because I like you, Sutton, you're going to have to step it up. You can't be this coward. You can't ride the fence. You can't clam up. You can't freeze. You got to come with something, Sutton. And I just don't think this was what we wanted you to come with, okay? I just don't think so. And I think this explains it, right? And then goes on, she's right. Certain housewives know that they bring a lot to the franchise, and the network letting them go would be a major mistake. However, I think we all know that when you make an ultimatum, especially regarding casting, it doesn't always work out in their favor. Either they come back and film with the housewives they're trying to avoid, or they leave the show. That's why I think Sutton isn't having a backbone. That's why I think she's not being like, yeah, hell yeah, Kathy's right. These are the two biggest bullies. I mean, let's call a thing, Sutton. They bullied you so much, you barely spoke. You barely said 2 words at the reunion, sweetheart. And during the whole season, you really just sort of let them run all over you. So if you want to come back, you got to give us something, Sutton. And Kathy wasn't trying to play God. She was just like, listen, these women tried to literally cancel me and defame me. They called me racist and a homophobe, and they went off on me. They made up stories about me. They tried to break up my sisterhood. You know what I mean? They went after my children's tequila and all this, that, and the third. And Lisa Rinna posted about Paris Hilton's trauma or reposted it. Like, yeah, hello. And also, this is another thing. I don't want to go too hard on you, Sutton, because I actually really do like you. But even if I like a housewife, I have to call a thing, okay? I do like you, Sutton, but I got to call a thing. This is the thing. Even though both Kathy Hilton and Sutton are both rich women, right? I don't know who has the most money. I'm guessing Kathy. But I know Sutton has a lot of money herself. At the end of the day, Kathy still doesn't need the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, okay? She has other shows with her daughter, Paris and Love. She's totally fine dipping it and doing it on her own. She has other projects. She's good. So when Kathy says, I can come back or not come back, I don't care, I'm doing it on my own terms, she actually means it. She's been offered a diamond multiple times and refused it. Where I think that Sutton, yes, even though you have money, I think you need the show for relevancy. I don't think anybody knew who Sutton Stracke was until you got the diamond on the show. So you need the show to be relevant. Sure, you have, the money from the businesses you and your husband did, and you have your alimony coming in, and, that's a great look and all this, that, and the third. But like we all said, money sometimes is not enough. It's the fame. As we've been saying, Sutton's trying to get into acting. I think she's going to do a cameo as herself on, the upcoming Chucky series because she's best friends with Jennifer Tilly, who's on the series, And so she's trying to get more into acting. Well, what better way to get into acting by staying on the show and being relevant? She also needs the show to promote her Sutton, cashmere boutique, whatever the hell she's doing. The clothes are cute, whatever. But again, who was shopping Sutton Stracke before the show? So I think that even though, yes, these are both two rich women, I think they're still approaching the show from two different perspectives. Kathy's like, I don't need this little plaything toy. I came up here, because I had to do some damage control with the documentary my daughter did. Check, check, check. Because Kathy has never been more liked or likable or relevant than ever. She doesn't need the show. Whereas I think Sutton does. And I think that's why Sutton has kind of, dimmed a little bit this season, and also why she was so silent during the reunion, and also why she's kind of, straddling the fence and kind of throwing Kathy under the bus with this whole she can't play God situation. Kathy wasn't playing God. She didn't say you have to fire Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane. You have to fire them. No, she said, I am choosing not to return if certain people are still there. That's called emotional intelligence, able to discern the difference between an ultimatum and boundaries. Kathy never said, bravo, you have to fire Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane, or blah, 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 blah. That's an ultimatum. Okay? Which is different than setting a boundary. What Kathy Hilton said and what she was asked was, will you return? And she said, I will not return if it's the same cast. I will not return if Lisa Rinna are still there. Blah, 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 blah. Those are two different things. And I hate when people keep quoting, she said this ultimatum. She didn't give an ultimatum. She said a personal boundary. This is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm not going to do, given certain circumstances. That's a personal boundary, not an ultimatum. Don't get it twisted. So Sutton, miss me with this one. I love you, sweetheart. I want you to come back. I love your friendship with Garcelle. I think it's genuine. I think it's real. But if you're going to come back, you need to find your voice, and it needs to be meaningful. You need to stand up to bullies. You just, speak light to the darkness. And you can't just skate by. You can't skate by anymore, Sutton. But I do like you and I do want you to come back. All right, now let's get on over to Miss Crystal Kong Minkoff. Now, this is according to Reality Blurb. And this says, Crystal Kong Minkoff addresses a future on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills amid firing rumors, shares off-camera conversation with Kyle about Kathy. Crystal Kong Minkoff is speaking out about her future with Bravo amid swirling rumors regarding who will and who won't be returning. Before revealing details of a conversation she had with Kyle off camera, in which the two of them discussed Kyle's messy family feud with Kathy Hilton, who accused Lisa Rinna of berating Kyle amid a meltdown in Aspen, Crystal said that when it comes to the new episodes, she's at peace with whatever the network decides. Okay, Crystal. The first day I got a call, the universe handed it to me, and I'm the same way about it, Crystal told E! News on November 6th. If it comes again, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. If Crystal is asked to return to the show in any capacity, she has an idea of what she wants her storyline to be, saying, "I'd like to show my family and representation," before adding that her life will always continue post-Bravo. Again, Crystal understood the assignment. She understood the fact that everyone was just like, Crystal, you need a storyline, sweetheart. And also, Crystal, you need to show that you are that girl in Beverly Hills. Because on paper, Crystal is the perfect housewife. She's married to a very powerful, a very rich man. Her husband, rhobh, has that Disney money, that Lion King money. They have a beautiful estate. They have beautiful children. And I've seen her on other shows, and I forget what the shows are, like HGTV or whatever it is. And she actually shows like the decadence of her home, not just the, before and after of her parlor or whatever the hell it was. And she was like cooking, and she had like a whole spread, and she had ordered stuff and had, flowers and everything. And it was like this huge like lady who's lunch things with like, the 14 Beverly Hills friends. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, where was this Crystal during the season? Where was this Crystal that was the Beverly Hills lady who lunched, who's like, girls, come over for some cocktails, have some rosé spritzers. Here's a spread, everybody loves, a good centerpiece. I was like, where was this Crystal? That's what I want to see. So if Crystal does come back, I want that decadence. I want that Beverly Hills life. I want, it's 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock during the day, and you're like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you're shopping and the champagne and the opulence. And I think that Crystal has heard that criticism and feedback, and this is her way of saying to the network, hey, listen, bring me back. I understand the assignment now, and I'm willing to show up and show out. So this is her saying, listen, give me my diamond, and that we're gonna mention it all. I'm gonna come, and I'm gonna come correct, So I think that this was Crystal really trying to do some damage control regarding the rumors that she was either going to be fired or demoted. Okay, now let's see. As for her conversation with Kyle about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans didn't see, Crystal said she pulled her castmate aside amid production to remind her how important family is. It didn't air, but at Garcelle's party at the end, I pulled Kyle aside and said, all of this doesn't matter. It's about you and your family, and you have my support no matter what, Crystal revealed. No matter how hard we can be on the show, at the end of the day, when it's all over, that's what's left. I really hope that they can come back together and heal and get better, she added. Okay, Crystal, now you're trying to appease and windmill to Kyle in case you can no longer appease and windmill to Garcelle and Sutton. Crystal, I see you, girl. Flip-flopping, I get it. We already know that Lisa Rinna and Erica don't check for you. We saw during the reunion that Kyle was coming for your neck because she wants her mouthpiece, Teddy Mellencamp, to take your diamond. So is this your way, Crystal, of trying to appease Kyle? Because we all know, Kyle does have a little bit of sway with the network. Kyle got Carlton kicked off. She was a one-season wonder, because Kyle was like, I don't want Carlton back. So is this Crystal's way now of trying to sort of placate to Kyle? I think you misstepped with this one, Crystal. I think if anything, you should go harder at Kyle. I think that would actually be more interesting because sure, Kyle has pull at the network and show, but I highly doubt she has as much pull at the network now than she did back in the Carlton firing days because of all of the backlash that Kyle has received. I think she's probably fallen out of favor with some of the executives at the show, and she probably has a lot less power now than she did. So, Crystal, I think this is a misstep for you. I think we want you to have a backbone. I think we want you to speak up and push back, not in a negative way, not in a dark way, not in the traumatic stuff that we've seen. I don't mean it. I don't mean it that negative way. I mean it in that way where, like, just be that girl, be like, call Kyle out on her BS, shade her, read her. It can still be fun and light, but you got to kind of have that backbone. Don't backtrack now. Oh, Kyle, family is the most important thing. And like, no matter what happens here, we'll always have family and I will always be there for you, Kyle. Crystal, shut up. We liked you at the reunion when you actually had something to say and a point of view and you stood up for yourself against Bio Kyle. Now backtracking, it's looking really crazy to me. Don't placate to Kyle. Show up as yourself. Defend yourself. And let's have some fun. It's fun when you guys go back and forth in a light, fun shade way. But this whole being a pick-me, this whole not having a backbone, Crystal and Sutton, this is a PSA to both of you. Stop trying to appease everybody and actually have a personality, have a point of view, learn how to shade, learn how to read, and stand up for yourself and defend your friends in the moments that they need to be defended. That's what we need from you. And show the decadence of your life. Show your ladies who lunch, show yourself going on that shopping spree in Paris that Sutton talked about. That's what we want. Sutton, we don't want you trying to shade Kathy Hilton. Who has that ever worked for? Nobody. So don't get out here trying to shade Kathy Hilton, Sutton. That's not gonna turn out well for you. It's not. It's not gonna turn out well for you. So find your voice, find your personality. Crystal, I get it. You're windmilling for your diamond. You're like, you know what? If I come back, I'm going to show my family and representation and blah, 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 blah. I agree. That's the message you need to put out there to save your job. However, kissing Kyle's butt is not the way to go. Not the way to go. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below in the comment section. Do you think that Sutton and Crystal are kind of becoming pick-me's, kind of trying to shade Kathy Hilton, trying to placate to Kyle Richards because they want their diamonds and they also want just an easier time, like Sutton said on the show, if Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane come back. So put it down below. I'm going to do my quick outro, but hang out, Candy Canes, because I want to get to your comments and questions. So before you comment down below, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live.